we're back on the show. Talking Sunderland and everything you know.
Conrad's got the numbers, proper stats machine. Mike's optimistic, living out the Mackem dream. Bowers keeps it steady, cool and level-headed. Wayne's already moaning, man, I'm shattered, I need my bed.
Baby, are you ready to go? Let's get carried away, man. Let's steal the show. Midweek Mackems every Wednesday night. Veterans, passion in the red and white.
Hello, we're back. It's Wednesday. It's Midweek Mackems. How you doing, Conrad?
I'm doing all right, mate. But yeah, better this evening than I was over the weekend. But yeah, all good now anyway. The last few hours have bon quite entertaining.
Yes, we fully appreciate your shirt this evening. And Wayne,
Oh,
the
I
Fools
forgot I was wearing
SAFC. How you doing, sir?
Total coincidence.
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Like Conrad, feeling a bit rough over the weekend, but I'm here with me Dr. Pepper. I was going to go to the shop for a can of 7-Up, but they were sold out for some reason, so I've got exactly what I do with Dr. Pepper.
I've got 7-Up as well. I should have had the crate in the background.
What's the worst that could happen?
Mr. Bowers, how are you doing, sir?
Oh, you gotta love it. No, I'm not doing too badly. I'm not doing too badly. The last couple of hours did perk us up a little bit, but yeah, there's also the prospect of oh shit. Now we have the time where Derby coming up, but yeah, hopefully they've used up all their energy and hopefully they're knackered
And demoralised, and that's it. And give
and
up
then
on
everybody and every
season
quack's injured.
and
For them.
life.
You know, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to have someone who's got a load of injuries that isn't us.
Right, before we go into the visitors, because we are visiting the visitors, which sounds weird. Well, let's talk about the Brighton game. I know, yes, we have to before you ask. 16 shots, somehow we managed to their 11. 44% possession. 402 passes, 78% pass accuracy, and 7 corners. I mean, sounds like a decent performance, right? On paper.
And no
We're just
goals.
and no goals. So basically, we're going to round this up. So, Conrad, we'll start with you. The lineup, the tactics, the game, the results, the verdict. Go.
It was a slight improvement on what we've all been saying is the problem in terms of we're not getting, any attacking sort of joy. But it wasn't anything like clear cut, was it really? Or even the sustained periods of pressure, I never felt like, oh yeah, we're gonna score any minute here. It's coming now. It's going to be our turn soon. It didn't really feel like anything. I don't really remember because I was very ill at the time as well. But I don't really remember testing Verbruggen at all in that game. I don't remember that many sort of bits of skill or someone taking on a man and trying to sort of get in around. I remember we were having like pop shots at one point and then, getting in semi-decent positions, but not. I don't remember Brobby shooting. He might have done, but I don't really remember him having a shot in the game at all.
Yes, when I was 10 yards went in row Z.
Yeah. I was in and out of consciousness probably at that moment, just sort of going in. But it was just, and then there was bits when we got the ball down well, and then that Wilmer Diarra just sliced it straight into the south stand. And yeah, all right, Michael. And
there's something with animals always wanting attention whenever I'm on here.
Yeah. It just felt poor again, but at least not for the reasons that, like, say, Fulham did, where it was just, why are we playing like this? Why are we not having a go? It felt like, okay, you've tried to sort of identify something here, but it's just frustrating again. And just a bit like when we actually were probably the most on top is when Brighton scored, and then we just sort of shit the bed and just didn't bother again.
So there you go. And any outstanding performances or very terrible performances?
I was really
like you can say no. You're allowed to say no.
Yeah, you're testing my memory back from 3 days ago. I was on the settee, like, this is all. I think I remember seeing Diarra had a terrible game. I think I remember distinctively thinking, God, you're not at it today. I remember they subbed Talby off at one point for Sirkin, which was a bizarre thing when you were chasing a goal.
Felt defensive, didn't it? Felt defensive, yeah.
I remember, but I was a bit like, I get it. Talby wasn't contributing a lot, but that doesn't mean you then throw on another defender. But then I suppose when you look at his bench, I suppose your other option was what, Harrison Jones or Alexic probably to come on, and we'd have probably been like, bench, yeah. And then you're probably gonna be like, right, okay, just. I think the worrying part was I remember Ballard going off, and I'm not sure we've heard about how that's going to be. Tam's just putting about Tonali. Sorry, I can't read. I thought it said Talby felt his groin. So I thought, that's maybe why he came off for Sirkin. But no, that just baffles me still. Some things in that game just baffled me, including how they scored. I still don't fully understand how they scored.
Wayne, how did you see the game?
It was a bit of a nout game, to be fair. It was one of them, another typical Sunderland performance. One that was frustrating. Again, getting in some really, really good positions, but final ball again. I don't know what they worked on in training all the week, but the final ball was absolutely shocking again. I thought Chris Rigg had a decent game. I criticised him before the game when I saw the lineup, but I thought he had probably a more standout player, to be fair. But again, like, he's not a right winger, is he? So it's one of them where he's kind of shoehorned into position because he's got the player there. Diarra, dear me, he's certainly making me look stupid, isn't he? Me bigging him up when he would come back from AFCON, but he's just needing anywhere.
He'll still come good for us long term, I'm standing.
And he's still young, and I think we were speaking in the chat before, and might be the system we're playing and what have you, so it could be that. But
Michael Proctor.
Other than that, well, that's for me. I mean, we might touch on it a little bit later, but for me, something's not right since Volkan's gone, the assistant head coach. It's like the wheels seem to have come off since he's gone. But just in all, the attack and play. I mean, Xhaka beat about 2 or 3 men and got edge of the box, and instead of shooting, he tried to lay it off. I mean, why not have a dig? He's perfect in the perfect place to cut in the bottom corner. He doesn't shoot. Why? Like, I didn't get it. And defensively, we've got Trey Hume at left back again. It's like we were just all over the place. Getrauda had another poor game. I thought at right back. And I joke saying Proctor, but it's confidence in shooting. There's just a lack of it. Something's happened to your dog. It looks very weird behind you there, Michael.
Well, the dogs actually aren't here right now. So it's just me and the cats. So the cats have decided to have a bit of a play fight right now. Great timing, boys.
Yeah, there's no confidence in the shooting, Wayne, at all. It's just like,
that's it.
What's happening on that training ground?
Frightened of a shot. They seem to want to be playing like Man City. They want to be all this fancy football and water in, and then just tap the ball in. When you're in a position to shoot, have a shot. Obviously, Lafia was a massive miss on Saturday. We really missed that creative spark and that work rate in the middle as well. So I don't know. It's a frustrating one. Robbie never got him in the game again, like we haven't done all season. It's like might as well not play with centre forward at times.
I don't feel he is a lone striker. Do you know how Meander, like last season, would pick it up, turn somebody and run, or Isidore would get on the end of a really good and run through and run past people. He's good at holding it up. But it's like when we had Quinn and Phillips was told never to be more than 10 feet away from Quinn. That's what he needs. He needs somebody next to him because he's holding it up for 3-4 minutes and nothing's there.
Well, that's it. But also, when you've got Robbie, you've got to play at his feet, not give him balls in the air when he's up against legs of Van Hecker, who's going to beat him in the air every time. You've got to give the ball to his feet, let him hold on and bring other players into play. But even that, when he's got the ball at his feet, we're not getting the players beyond him to lay it off. It's like...
Yeah,
frustrating.
And your feelings on the game, your thoughts on the game, Michael?
I thought the game was in 2 sections. I actually thought until Brighton scored, I didn't think we played too badly, if I'm totally honest.
I think Rigg give a good account of himself.
I thought he did, yeah. I don't think there was, I think that, and I was kind of like, wait, not in the sense that I was like, going, oh, why on earth is Rigg playing? Well, actually, I think we forget he's still 18 years old, and we still forget his body's still probably big enough, really, isn't it? Like, he's still probably bulking out, really. And obviously that is something you can work on going forward. I felt gutted for him when his goal was disallowed. even though it was the right call. It was offside in the build-up to it. So, it's one of those reasons. Oh, Spurs have just scored a scream. Yeah, I've got the Spurs game on in the background for some random reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conrad?
Callum Bassey was offside, but they still gave a fucking penalty.
Yeah, well, my thoughts. I don't rate the officiating standards in the country.
Yeah,
so,
no.
you're not wrong there.
Disallow it if you score, but actually, if he's offside but he wins a penalty, it's fine.
Cool.
Cool.
I know.
Good to know. Good to know that.
Really
So basically, what we're saying, if Rig had not shot and just gone, it would have been legit. It's fine.
Been play on, I would have been all right.
I don't know. I think referees often are hesitant to give us big decisions, to be honest. But generally, beforehand, actually, I thought, even remembering the shot that Talby had cleared off the line as well in the first half, I felt like that Conrad couldn't forget. It was one where he's at the right hand side of the 6-yard box, shoots, and then it's beating the keeper. Lewis Dunk clears it off the line, bottom right corner,
straight into the keeper's hands.
Yeah. So exactly. So I thought we matched. Look, it's not a ringing endorsement by any means. I didn't think we were brilliant, but I felt some of the reaction to the defeat, especially before Brighton scored, I thought was a little bit harsh. I felt that Sunderland generally matched Brighton, and we have to remember Brighton are not a shit team. And I keep saying this, that people have got to realise that the Prem is full of good sides, apart from probably Wolves and Burnley. So there's everyone else is like a muchness of a muchness. You've got your kind of top 6, 7, then probably your bottom 6, and then everyone else is a much of a muchness. Anyone can beat anyone practically. So, and obviously their goal, of course, they had to have a massive element of fortune about it. I wish we'd get something like that. But either way,
with a player down in the box holding his head, mind. Let me just add that.
I think the referee should have stopped the game.
I didn't buy that at all. Diarra, soft as shite. If you watch him, he guns down. He guns to get up, looks at the referee, and lies back down again, trying to get a free kick and trying to get the game stopped. You cannot be doing that. You just get up and get on with it.
No, I
agree with you. I agree with you, but the fact the player is down holding his head, it should have been stopped either way.
If you watch him after the goal, 10 seconds later, he's running around. There's not a thing wrong with him.
Oh, I know.
But Wayne, is that any different to anyone else going down in the Premier League?
No,
If we're going to have it then why didn't the referee blow here? And another thing I want to mention: how the fuck did Minton not get sent off?
Well, he should have been. Should have been two yellows.
That for me was but not even for just the first challenge when you're pushing whoever it was pushing Jacker away. But then he does another foul that's for me is a yellow card worthy offence. Oh no! The referee doesn't bother. He completely bottles it and doesn't bother. And look, I'm not going to go on about the refs' fault we're lost because it's not. Obviously, Sunderland have to have their own accountability. Everyone knows what I think. I think the refs have got to be held to a standard and accountable. But what I would say, to be fair, that made us laugh, Darren. That was very funny. But what I would say, though, I think is I was very disappointed with Sunderland's reaction to Brighton's goal, though. I thought the last half an hour we were really poor, and we didn't look like we're getting back in it. And I find that really quite poor. In the sense, for the ball wasn't in play when he went up. Either way, though, if the player's down, the referee should have an obligation to sort of blow for it, regardless of what the state of it is, in my opinion. But the last half an hour we were poor, and it's quite annoying, really, because it's the phrase "till the end," but it wasn't in display on Saturday. So it's like, well, where's that gone? But I don't know what it is. And I think once they scored, with probably 15 minutes or so ago, you could just tell the way it was sort of going. And fair play to Brighton, they held their own well and contained us really. I mean, didn't have to do pretty much practically anything, but they held us relatively comfortably. I just felt we could have reacted better to after their goal. But I thought up until then, I didn't think we played badly. But I will say, I agree with. I think Diarra had a really poor game. But I'm standing by what I'm saying. Eventually, and you can say, oh well, how long you got to wait? Yes, but if he was a perfect player, he wouldn't be costing 30 million quid. He'd be costing 60. So
I think he's the same as all of our other players. I don't know what's going on the training ground. I don't know what's not working. But he came back from AFCON confident, and he played with confidence.
His first few games, he was really good coming back from AFCON. Yeah,
brilliant. But the confidence just seems to have seeped away.
But you also something on your thing on the shooting thing. Like Jacker obviously had 2 good chances in the first half to have a shot, and one of them I agree. I can't remember. I think it was the first occasion when he passed to might have been Siddiqui. I can't remember who it was. Sorry,
Talby on the left.
Talby on the left.
No, it was someone on the right hand side he passed to.
That one. Right, yeah.
Yeah, one of them I can understand. The one that annoyed me most was in the second half, actually, where right after our goal was disallowed, the Chris Rigg goal was disallowed, when we pressed Brighton really well, actually, and found the ball on the edge of their penalty box. And if Diarra has a shot where he plays through Siddiqui, we've instantaneously got a much better chance of scoring. And stuff like that gets on my nerves every time. It really does. Like stop thinking about. I know you might have wanted to try and make sure to put in the headline maker or whatever it is, but it just annoys us. Like, just put the team first. Like, put through. If a player's got a much better chance of scoring right next to you, and he's not, unless he was offside. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, for me, I think we've got to get the balance right between shooting and not shooting outside the box. I'm someone personally who, when we shoot outside the box, I get more frustrated. Because when I say shoot outside the box, I want it to be on bloody target. I don't want it to be going like full Max Power style going into the row Z of the Stadium of Light. So, but I don't know. Like, long story short, I felt we played well until they scored. Well enough, and then afterwards I thought we were really honking for the last half an hour.
Yeah, that's a shame because I think Rig really did deserve that goal.
He did.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a right call, but for me, like we have questioned the last probably half dozen games. Substitutions, shite. I know we didn't have much on the bench, but why are you putting Dennis Certain on the left wing when you need a goal? And Isidore sat on the bench, doesn't even get on. And I know he's struggling. And I know that he's not in form at the minute, but you've still got to put him on. He's a forward.
He could play on the left. We've seen him play on the left. Mayenda could play on the right. The best thing about Isidore and Mayenda on the bench, they could play all across that midfield technically and up front.
They'd said, I think Isidore had been ill throughout the week. So it was one of them. It was like, I think they put him on the bench thinking, just in case. But we did get to just in case, unfortunately, and they still didn't think, let's put him on. You can't put him on the bench if you're not well enough to play, really.
Exactly. If he's not fit, he shouldn't be on the bench. You've got Abdullah Hay, who was on the bench the cup game.
Why doesn't he get a go? Yeah, exactly.
Just give him the young lads scoring goals for the under-21s. Why not give them a chance? If you think so mathematically safe, why not give these young lads a go?
We could have put Jones, or even that Jones on, says SJ3000. Can I really messed up my commentaries?
I thought Elborg made two fantastic saves in the first half. There was one that was like point blank with his foot, and then there's one that he tipped around the post as well. And I thought
one he was diving the wrong way, wasn't he? And he almost extra stretched his foot out. Yeah,
exactly. I don't blame him for the goal because there is a player that at the last second moves out the way. He should probably be on his post, really, but I think that Van Hecker just suddenly moves and it's already here by the time he sort of sees it's going past, and it's not offside because Xhaka's chasing down and just off the pitch, and he miskicks it as well. Exactly. You sort of play. And how old is he? He's like 18, 19, isn't he? He's a very young keeper that we've just sort of thrown. I think he's still younger than Roofs anyway, at least. And
I don't think he's put a foot wrong at all, to be fair.
I don't either. Some of his passing and his distribution is not at Roofs' level, but like we're nitpicking there, really.
Early on at least, I thought he looked a bit off, but once he got into the rhythm of the game, I thought generally he's been pretty good.
He made two good saves from free kicks from them as well, and after that came out and claimed absolutely everything at Ellen Road. So it was a bit like, he's fine. I can't blame him too much for the Port Vale goal because I'm a bit like, the only thing he could have done there was probably be taller. Like that's literally, it's not your fault for that one. And in fairness, he did that unbelievable save and quick thinking when 09 fired that one back at him. Yeah. So someone just put their elbows about 4 years younger. So he's a young lad, and I think there's a lot of criticism of him that's really harsh. I think everyone just goes, well, this is Roofs. Why is he not playing like this? And it's not the same lad. He's very young compared to him. It'd be like if we threw Patterson in and went, well, his kicking's no good. And it's like, well, we knew that. Like, anyway, at that point, give him time. He's making some great saves. And it was a shame the way it went in because everyone looks at him and goes, oh, you near post goalie. It's like Roofs has let about 4 or 5 in it his near post this season, but we've never called him out on it. Like, we've just sort of gone, actually, he saved us at everything else. Like, just happens.
Exactly. He's still learning, still improved. But Xhaka for me, you can see Xhaka's not fit, man. He looked miles off the pace. I thought on Saturday, he didn't look fit at all.
He doesn't look happy as well with the way it's going. Did you see Ballard even had to have a go at him about the way he was playing at one point? But I don't know if that was again because you say he's not 100% fit or something.
He got almost kicked off with their play as well, didn't he? He was up in their face, everything.
That's the one thing that I thought was good, that when Minter had that go at 09 or Rig, one of them had a go at someone and no one said anything. And then the next shot was Xhaka like in his face sort of going. And I was like, that's the attitude. That's what we need. Like, earlier on in the season, if someone had done something to someone, players would have been in and over and also it's a bit like we've lost that little bit about us that's just like get in their face. Like
bring back some of that Sunday League spirit.
Yeah. just do you know what I mean? Like you're being taken the mick out of almost at home. Like when Minter shoving on, and I know 09 probably just made it look worse than it was, but like Xhaka's the only one that ran over and tried to make something out of it. If at Ellen Road, when that handball happened, if none of the players, Xhaka mainly, had gone fucking mental chasing the referee, I don't think they'd have looked. Like, in all honesty, the only reason I thought is because they all went, ah, and like Xhaka's chased him going, fuck it. Like, you know, it's just because it's obvious, but.
We could put that one to bed. They're one place above us now on exactly the same points. There's 3 points separating 13th to 8th place, which is mad at this time of the season. You can leapfrog that much with a game. So we'll see how it comes up and stuff like that. One question off the back of this that I want to ask, and I usually do a halftime thing. So this is my like halfway through question for everyone. We've seen more of 09 recently, obviously through circumstance, not through just choice.
Mm-hmm.
But has he rose to it? Is he looking like a Premier League player? What's your opinion on him, on what you've seen so far? Anyone can jump in.
Considering he's played in a few different positions, I think he's played centre half, left back, and right back, and so he's been playing everywhere. Obviously, you know, he got that centre at Man City, which was, you know, at the start of the season, early on in the season, but he hasn't looked out to play, shall we say? He's not been embarrassed and not been showed up, and he's come in and done a job. So. He's a good squad player still to have for me, and if he's called upon on Sunday, I'm sure he'll give 100% and he'll not let anybody down. But I think he's done all right, to be fair.
So you think he still earns a place in the squad where he can get on the pitch and stuff like that? He's not like shoved to the side.
No, I think he's still got a place in the squad.
Michael, what do you think of 09's performances?
No, go on, Conrad. I'll let Conrad go on first because he was going to say something.
I would rather see 09 play at right back than Getrada based on the last few weeks of play and what I've seen from 09 in every position and what I've seen from Getrada doing anything, really. I don't know if he's sort of...
Since we didn't pass him on to Liverpool, he's just not done anything, has he?
He's just not been the same, no. And I don't know if that's something to do with that intensity drop that we were saying, because when first half of the season, we were all like, how's he not playing? He's brilliant. Like, even when he came and played centre-back with Ballard against Arsenal and in Chelsea when he played as defensive midfield, and it was just like, God, who is this player we've got here? And then it's just, you know, And then I think the one bad game 09's had was probably Port Vale at left back, but he's not a natural left back, is he? But he still should be better than a bottom of League One, you know, opposition. But he wasn't the only one, exactly. It's hard to do it all yourself when there's 10 others who are having a game like that as well. It depends entirely on Ballard, who I would rather have at right back in the next game.
Ballard at right back.
No, it depends on Ballard, right. Like his availability.
Are you saying that if Ballard's not fit, you put 09 centre half? If he is fit, you put him right back? Is that what you mean?
If he is fit, I put him right back. If he isn't, then you're gonna have Getrada's gonna have to come in. Like, it's weirdly that means he's a right back at both, but it's because I'd really worry more about having 09 at centre back and Getrada at right back than to the way round. I think Getrada's played better for us at centre half this season, and that was a lot earlier on in the season, of course. But
the only thing that will worry me there is if he's at right back, you've got the likes of Gordon and Barnes and
Barnes and Hall and
he wouldn't have. I didn't know if he'd be at the court with them too. Like,
well, according to a third-party site, we could see Reinildo, Nordi, Roos, and Lafay all back.
I'm hoping and praying that they're all fit.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on 09 before we go into that, Michael?
I think 09 is certainly a handy squad player to have, and I think I've said before off the pitch, I think he's quite instrumental, and providing he's happy to play his part and be here, even if he knows he's not going to play a lot of games, then I think there's no harm in keeping hold of him. I know someone in the comments said, what was it? Did you see the Port Vale game? Like, yeah, but is that exclusive to 09 though? I don't think anyone at Port Vale was particularly good. So I don't think it's fair just to blame that on 09 in particular. What I would say with 09, and I've said this, something that Emma Hansen put it in the group chat, and I still stand by it, he needs to stop thinking it's WWE in the penalty box, because the penalty that we should have conceded at Leeds, we were very lucky that VAR, and it somehow baffles me that VAR didn't pull that up. So I don't just mention it against Sunderland, I mention it for us as well. That was really poor from VAR. So I think 09 would still, that part of 09 still makes me go every time he's going to try something, because I think with VAR they're just going to have his life.
Harsh.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's quite harsh, very harsh. I think. Well, if you talk, I don't think you look. Don't get me wrong, ideally, I don't want 09 starting in the Premier League. But from what I've seen of him, I don't think he's disgraced himself. Put it that way.
No, I would rather see him come on than one of the inexperienced one of the kids in certain games. So that I'll put it that way. So.
I get that.
Cool. Right. Do you want to do your quick 20 questions, Conrad, before we move on to the visitors?
If he's got one.
Oh shit! Yeah, I haven't even thought of a player. Do you have a quiz, Wayne? While I think of a player.
I've just got a guess.
Go on. I'll think of a decent player.
5 players who have played for both us and the visitors. I'm just going to give you the clubs that they've played for, and you can try and guess them from there.
Okay.
You'll probably get these quite easy.
I can think of about. Actually, is it weird? Before you start, I can think of probably 3 or 4 off the top of my head right now.
Well, that's probably the 3 or 4 I've got written down here.
Well, go on, I'll try. Well, the obvious.
Let's do it one at a time.
So
Okay,
first one,
the obvious one, Ginger Bastard.
No, I meant let's do Wayne's game. Like it's what his clubs.
Okay,
he's going to list the
go
clubs
on,
of all that player.
Go on then.
First one, so Celtic, 2010, 2012.
Right.
Then went to Swansea, 2012 to 2018.
Key
Sung Young.
Correct, Ki Sung Young.
Obviously, we were on that.
So Bordeaux, 1993 to 1996.
Lee Clark.
Then he was at Laval, 1995, 1996 on loan. Then he was at Sunderland, 1996 to 1998, played 75 games.
Perez.
Lionel Perez, well done.
Yeah.
Then went to the Mags and never played a game.
Shouldn't count then, really.
Next one, the Visitors, 2000 to 2006.
Lee.
Michael Chopra.
Oh, well done, Michael Bowers. Michael
There you
Chopra.
go.
Yeah.
This is a one blast from the past, 1981 to 1986, Sunderland.
This one, I'm gonna be...
Then went to Liverpool, 1986 to 1992. He then went to Newcastle, 1992 to 1995.
That one's not Lee Clark, is it?
No, it's too.
Yeah, I
Lee
didn't
Clark
think it would
was
be.
like up to 99. Yeah.
He then went to
No, I didn't
Galatasaray,
think it would be.
1995.
It's not Waddle, is it?
Chris Waddle changing crisis has said.
No, and then he finished his career at Southampton, 1995 to 1997.
Finished his career.
Blonde, long-haired fullback. I think he was our youngest ever captain in a cup final.
Before my time.
Go on, Mike.
No,
Go,
tell
Mike.
me.
So you.
Tell me. No.
Barry
No.
Venison.
Barry Venison.
Oh dear.
Wow.
And the
Wow.
last
Yeah.
one,
You dig him up
the
from.
last one is Luton, 2001 to 2002. He
Okay.
then moved to Harrow Borough on loan. Then he went to Waterford Town, 2002, 2005. Then he came to Sunderland, 2005 to 2010. 110 games. 14 goals.
Darryl Murphy.
Well done,
Oh
Mike.
yeah, will
Hello,
we?
mate.
Yeah. Well done.
That's me done.
I forgot 2005 completely threw me off because you're right. We signed him when we went up to the Premier League, but they even said, "Oh, we're signing him now for the future," and then he didn't play for like a year or two, did he?
Well,
Did we tick off all the ones on your list there, Michael?
No, actually, there's 3 more I can
Colback,
think of that Wayne hasn't mentioned.
Mankio, Yedlin.
I didn't know Darryl Murphy had played for Newcastle. I totally forgot he played
Yeah.
for them.
Oh yeah. He had a right season for them in the Championship.
The obvious one. I'm surprised.
There's a few other
The
ones.
obvious
David
one I'm
Kelly's
surprised Wayne
another
didn't
one.
mention was the one that I'm surprised Wayne didn't mention was Jack Colback.
Too
Yeah.
easy. The
Shea
ones
Given.
they made them a little bit harder. Danny Rose is another
Yeah,
one.
Given.
Oh yeah, Danny Rose.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Shea Given, he played for us for a season, didn't he?
Here's one for Wayne then. Centre back who was at Newcastle. I can't remember exactly the years, but it was early 2000s. I think it was. And then in the Steve Bruce era, he was at Sunderland.
Steve Caldwell.
If that's him, if he did play for both, I have no idea. But he's not who I was thinking.
He did play for both. Yeah, but he did play for both. Steve Caldwell.
What years did you say?
He played for. Wait, I can't remember what years he played for Newcastle, but I think it was around the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, and he played for Sunderland around 2009, 2010.
Bramble.
He was involved in that demolition at St
Bramble.
James's on Halloween. Sorry?
Titus Bramble.
Titus Bramble.
Yeah. Titus Bramble.
Got sent off, didn't he?
Yeah.
I have a player.
Go on then.
Go ahead. Titus
Okay.
Bramble.
Well, it's yes. Well done. Right, on to the mags. No. It is not Titus Bramble. I will not count that as a question.
Okay.
Fire
so
away.
it's 20 questions. We can ask them, and you can ask them in the chat as well. So if you've got a question that's not ridiculous and guessing straight away randomly, then yeah, we'll go for it. So
us and the visitors. Has he played for both us and the visitors?
No.
Is he considered shite?
why did you say that? It's an objective question.
Well, what? It could be objectively
I
considered shite. by
wouldn't
Sunderland
know.
fans.
Well, that's a different question. So are you asking objectively or by Sunderland
Right.
fans?
Do Sunderland fans consider him shite? That's more what I meant.
I'd be surprised if Sunderland fans remember him.
Right. Okay. Is he pre 2005?
That he signed for us? Yes.
Old one for Conrad. It must be between 99 and 2005 then, because he doesn't know anything before that.
And I don't know.
I like your trailer
fan,
thinking.
so go on then. You guys are going to have to take this one.
Midfielder. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Right. Wayne asked centre forward. No. You asked midfielder. No.
So he's a defender or a goalkeeper.
Yeah. I think we're on about 7.
So I think we're going for a
Steve
defender.
asks, is it a man?
2025 defender or goalkeeper.
Would
he
our
English?
granddad have known him, says SJ. Is he English? No.
But a great granddad.
Like, this is, you've normally got it by 8, so I'm buzzing with this one so far. You have no clue.
Is he African?
No.
Is he European?
Yes.
Stan Varga.
10 halfway through. No, because that was the first ever one I did, if you'll remember rightly.
Schwartz.
11.
Stefan Schwartz.
No. You're panicking. You're panicking.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So is he a centre back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Centre back.
Steve said, is he French?
Thomas
No.
Helmer.
Oh, well done. There you go.
Oh.
Thomas Helmer on 15.
Yes, there we go. Bjorkland, somebody guessed as well.
Yeah. So that's why when you asked, was like, is he shite? I'm like, he only played twice for us because he pretty much retired.
So it sounds
when
like
he
he was so
came
shite
here.
he only played twice.
He came when he was like a bit like sort of Steve Bold, I think, that sort of model where he came to sort of literally play the last of his days, did 2 games, went, nah, I've had enough of this. Like, but
Hey,
yeah,
sounds
he
like-
played 190 games for Dortmund and 191 games for Bayern Munich. So I couldn't objectively say he's shite, but for us, probably.
I was going to say, yeah. So a player who's so shy he only played 2 games sounds like Lawrence.
Man of the
De
match,
Kock.
both games though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I remember hearing about him, and everyone sort of went, "Oh, honestly, if we'd have got him like 10 years ago, what a fantastic player this is." But
No, but you wouldn't have got
Yeah.
him 10 years ago, would you?
yeah, exactly. It's a bit like that 5-month stint we had with Steve Bold, where people remember how good he was when he came in, but like he only lasted 5 months and then went, you know. How did I even have it? So what I did this time was, 'cause I didn't have a player, I Googled Sunderland squad 99 to 2000s and just went, you.
He'll do.
And I picked him thinking, Christ, I remember him, but I wonder if other people will remember him. That was literally it.
Trying to trip us up. Anyway, let's move on to the visitors.
Visiting the visitors.
Who have just had a lovely game. I'm keeping this. I'm going to frame this.
Hope this
I
doesn't
would have
put
been-
anything else on Sunday.
I would have been confident going into this game 2 or 3 weeks ago. I have no idea how I feel now going into it. I thought last week, this game just gone was going to be the bounce back after a Port Vale shocker. So where's everyone's heads at confidence-wise? I want to know where your head's at confidence-wise, Wayne.
I'm not confident at all, and I'll not be confident until I see the lineup at probably 11 o'clock or 11:15 on Sunday afternoon, on Sunday morning. So
Then you still won't be confident. Then even at 90 minutes,
I might be a little bit more confident. I'll be like, oh fuck's sake, and I'll be dreading it. I didn't know until I hear Regis Lebris's press conference. You know, I'd forget that result for them tonight. They will be up for it on Sunday, and no doubt about that. And this will probably make them even more up for it. So I'm at this moment in time. Let's just say my arse is twitching a little bit.
Yeah. There was some comments that I forgot to go to. Changing Crisis says, I'm very confident about Sunday. So there you go.
Love it. Okay.
Diarra will play worse now he's got his medal taken off him. Yeah, we've not mentioned that yet. I left the stadium alight feeling a little frustrated. Wasn't even pissed. The signs were there, and we just need to improve, which is the important thing. Steve says, do you think Robbie wants a fight instead of trying to turn the defender and going in on goal? I mean, I wouldn't want to fight Robbie. If we don't invest big in the summer, we'll be relegated, says John Ruddock.
That's not a bad shout, actually.
Have to start Rig on Sunday and take Diarra out for Lafee. So there you go. Sorry, I just wanted to get a couple of the comments in, so we're not completely ignoring the chat. Conrad, confidence. How are you feeling?
I think I said in the group the other day, I don't know, Reggie seems to do very well in big games for us. Not all the ones that we consider big games. So, you know, like when we're getting towards the end of the season, we're like, oh, it's a massive game away at whoever we're playing. Like, and it, you know, in terms of the season, it's a bit like, yeah, exactly, like Hull away. Yeah, or anything like that. He's very good at knowing what matters and the most, i.e. like when we sacked off 6 games at the end of last season to make sure the playoffs were prioritized. And, you know, and even when he was, I think, starting to see in like March, we're not going to catch these two, like taking the foot off the gas and just sort of leaving us out there against Coventry when we were getting battered, because he's like, makes no difference here. We're already losing. What's the point? So, and he's been very good at big games in this season too, apart from Port Vale. But again, I know they were saying they wanted a good cup run and this, that, and the other, but, you know, being out of it, probably for them is also a bit like, well, not that bad. I know it's probably that they want to be in there, but, you know, it's not like big as in terms of like the derby is big, you know. And I think even you said at the time, we take losing to Port Vale to beat them. So I don't know. He's got a track record of doing very well in big games and also game managing games very well against teams that should be doing better against us and should be dominating us. I think that's what we found hard in the first game against Newcastle, because they came and offered absolutely nothing, which we probably found really difficult because, as we've clearly seen, we don't do well when we're on top of teams as much as the other way around. I hope we turn up. I kind of hoped, I think we said before we came online, like to Michael, that we kind of hoped this result tonight for Barca and Newcastle was more in extra time. It had taken the more energy out of it, or, you know, even if they'd have gone through, but they'd have had to put their heart and soul into getting it so that they had, you know, not as much to give on Sunday. I think we'd seen that happen several seasons ago when they played a UEFA Cup game and then played us on the Sunday. They just didn't have the energy for it. Whereas now they'll be sitting there now going, we've got to win this game, like, because of how much tanked we got by Barcelona. If they'd have lost 3-2, they'd have probably been like, oh, we did really well, take that spirit in. But now they're like, we've got to show up. It's going to be, difficult if we don't. And I hope we turn up and do an absolute job of like a low block, dirty tactic, a bit like Coventry City away in the playoffs. That's what I'm sort of hoping, that we just
This is where Radice plays his wild card, and it's like the starting lineup is Brobby, Mayenda, and Isidore.
and we've just been putting out false stories that Isidore's miserable for months, just so that he's actually like coming out and doing like a comedy routine. I think I said in the group earlier on, I could see us nicking it or a 1-1. But weirdly, on the other side of it, because we're kind of an unknown quantity at the moment, and we obviously have to know what Newcastle will do, I could see us winning it by a few randomly. I don't know why. It probably, just blind faith in there. But when you just like, well, I've win.
Mike too much pre-stream, like
when it'll be like in my head, I'm going, it's either going to be 1-1, 1-0. Or 5-0 Sunderland. Like, there's no middle ground in it. It's gonna be like, but
where's this
I don't know.
coming from?
I don't know. It's when you just have that feeling, and it's just like,
I like it.
Where's this coming from? Yeah, but
all the Sunderland players, I think, Barcelona tops are under the tops. Just put a Barcelona top on the
Yeah, they'll know as well. I've got one they can borrow. They'll know that Newcastle will want to come out and get a good go at them, but Newcastle will also know that we want them to attack us in a weird way, and we want them to sort of come out, and then that's where our players and our system is probably set up better. So they'll have to try and figure that out, unless they do just get early goals. But I haven't really answered in either way. I've just gone on with an essay and not really committed to anything.
If anyone got any ins into the club, they need to come out in like Barcelona warm-up shirts or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be the best.
But then DJ Dave just put a comment on, do you think all the pressure's on them on Sunday?
Yeah,
would have dreamed of Di Canio performance. Exactly that. That was the one where I think they just played the UEFA Cup. We'd lost however many games in a row. Including the game before, which Di Canio was in charge of, we'd lost. So we went in with like a terrible run of form, and yet turned in one of the best performances I'd seen all season. It could be similar here, where they've done that. They've used all their energy, tried to get through these two games. They also had Chelsea on the weekend, which was a great result for them, but then that's been sort of zapped away by conceding 7.
Chelsea away, I think.
And you're sitting there going, well, maybe it is set up for us. I mean, if you offered me a draw right now, I'd take it, just to sort of say, you didn't beat us, 4 points, and you said you'd get all 6, do one. But there's something right in the back of my mind that really thinks we can win and wants to, just because of like how much money they've spent. And then we take 6 points off them after nearly a decade out of the Premier League. Also, because when I did the video for The Sun in summer, the one bit where I got rattled on, I said, just wait till we take 6 points off you this summer. And then I held myself back thinking, hang on, I've been caught here. That I could clip it now and go, I was fucking right. Yeah. I was actually right. I said to you, this is... So there's little bits in there where I'm like, please, God, please. I want to see Granit do the Barini celebration as well, Emma. Yes. I want him up on the advertising boards doing it. But it's going to be a very difficult game. I don't really know how it's going to go. I've got no... when you just got nothing. We've got no idea what's going to be.
Until the team, it's one of them where until we see the team, if we've got Roofs, Nordy, Reinaldo all back, then obviously I think we've got the edge, because if they've got Tonali and Guimaraes out, their midfield's massively weakened. So if everybody's fit and firing, then
as long as we don't have anyone injured in training, just to put caveat out there.
Also, if Howe loses this game, is he in real trouble? Because they're nowhere near the Champions League this season. They're nowhere. They're sort of points away from Europe, but they're not actually doing anything there. There's already been criticism of him this season, and then if he loses both games to Sunderland in the league,
Michael Bowers, what's your confidence going into this one?
To answer Conrad's question, I think it's fickle for Howe to be under... Well, I say under pressure, that's a bit harsh. I think it'd be fickle for saying if Howe's in real trouble just on the back of this game. This is the man who won them their first major trophy for 70 seasons. And I know that they're taking over now and they've got higher aspirations and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, They haven't won anything for like God knows how long. They should be eternally grateful towards Eddie Howe, in my opinion. I think Eddie Howe probably would go if I don't know. Well, hope obviously this is a question for them next week because it means they've lost to us. But for me, I think he would be at real risk of going if they don't get any form of Europe this season. I think if they don't get Europe, then I think he probably goes in the summer. But anyway, onto this game.
Your confidence.
There's so many variables at play here. We don't know what the lineup's going to be. We don't know how Newcastle are going to react to losing.
Search your heart, search your soul, your gut feeling. What's your confidence?
Okay, my heart says, if there's a football god up there, can you please make Newcastle beat on Sunday and let us do the double over them so we can say easy 6 points and all that crap. To be fair, though, my defence mechanism's already there. Even if the worst happens and they beat us, please fucking no. But say if it does, say very worst case scenario, I'm just going to touch the wooden table here. But if they do beat one, then I can just go, well, you said easy 6 points at the start of the season. Last time I checked, 3 wasn't 6, unless your maths is wrong. So, it's still like we've beaten them once at least already this season. But of course, I'd love to go there and get the win and get the double over them. I think we don't like I think Wayne said earlier. I think so a lot of it psychologically. I think depends on Newcastle. I see what you mean. Yeah, fair play, Emma. Yeah, well, let's hope for Jack that we do end up getting a good result of the weekend. But I don't know. It depends how Newcastle react to getting tanked. It depends because what Conrad said. I think what both Conrad and Wayne said. Yeah, because they've got time, they might think, right, we really need to win this game. But oddly, to flip it, that could work the other way. They could be so desperate to win it that they're then playing the occasion, if that makes sense. Yes, to some degree you have to play the occasion. But if you play the occasion so much, they could be... And let's not forget, if Newcastle are going to come out at us in the first opening 20 minutes, say 15, 20, 25 minutes of the game, then their energy could be gone by the second half. It could be absolutely something else. So I think, weirdly, in a way, I think the longer we're in the game, and by that I mean if we have to be losing by 1 goal, but ideally at least drawing with, let's say, half an hour to go, I think then that could really start to play into it a bit. So, yeah. I don't know. The crowd's going to be up for it, we know that. The players are going to be absolutely up for it. And I think Sunderland would be naive not to expect that and not to expect that sort of... but Lebris, to be fair to him, and the players have had a knack of this season of delivering when backs have been against the wall more times than not. So, part of the question why we were talking earlier about why did Robbie get taken off or why did Ballard get taken off, I have a feeling, and time will tell if this is the right call or not, but I get the impression it was with one eye on this game. That's what I think. I don't agree with it necessarily. I think you should be trying to play the game that's in front of you, but the flip side is if Robbie had played the whole game, Ballard played the whole game, but then got injured or made their injuries worse, and then both would definitely be out for this fixture, then it's one of them. But I don't know. If I was offered if you offered a draw now, I would take it. I think a draw there is a good result, regardless of the state of what's there. But if Tonali's out with Bruno Guimaraes out as well, then as long as we've got Xhaka, and even if Diarra plays, but say if you've particularly got Xhaka and Siddiqui over playing, then you think we've got if that midfield battle's there to be won, and that could go some way to dictating it. But obviously Newcastle have got really good players. I mean, I think he's a prick, but I like Anthony Gordon's a good player. Harvey Barnes is a good player. Anthony Elanga, I know he's not done great for them this season, but I like him. I think
just scored 2 tonight.
Sorry.
He just scored 2 tonight.
Yeah, he did. He's not a bad player. This is what I mean. There's quality within Newcastle's squad in abundance, but with the money they spent, so there should be. So I don't know. But like Wayne also said, I think a lot of it for me depends on the lineup. If we're going to see Jensen and Harrison Jones playing, then I'm going to be like, bye-bye, this is going to be a bloodbath. But like, no disrespect to them, but if we're going to have the likes of Ballard and Mukiele, Reynaldo, Lefebvre, Robbie, Roofs, if all of them are going to be fit, and I'd suspect they probably all won't be, but if, say, at least 4 of them are fit, then you go, well, okay, then you can maybe do something, but I don't know. So to answer your question, Mike, in terms of confidence, I'm okay at the minute. I think we can certainly go there and get something. I struggle to see us winning, if I'm honest, but I could see us maybe going there and getting a point, maybe. But then you never know. At a derby, anything can happen, can't it? You know,
Yeah.
anything can
Leeds-
go out of the window when the players cross the right line and the game kicks off.
A Leeds type performance incoming. Shit house our way to 1-0.
Hey, I
That's
mean,
fine,
if you get
that's
this
fine.
right now, then
A
absolutely,
Voltemade
yeah.
defensive header guided
Yeah.
in by the hand of Jack Shields. That'll be the goal.
Do you know
Can
what'd be
I
funny?
ask-
If it's like level until the 90th minute, and then Luke O'Nien kisses someone and then scores.
Class. The players that we know are definitely injured, so not your Ballards at this moment.
Well, Angulu's definitely out. We know that.
Yeah. Who would you say is the most important one that we would need back for this game?
Are you talking the ones
So
that are
I-
touch and go for this game?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Naughty.
Nordy, I'd probably.
I was
say.
going.
I know-
Yeah,
I know-
no, I
I'd-
was going to say
Oh,
too
I-
because of this.
Hey, let's hope we're playing that next weekend.
That's the only reason
I need that as a sticker for the car. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would wager and say Ballard, because I think because Eddie Howe's got this thing about playing Voltemade in the midfield for some reason. So I think if you're gonna,
He hasn't
if
been
they're
playing
gonna
him
play
at all
effectively-
lately.
Sorry,
He hasn't been playing him at all lately.
it's weird that because I really rate Voltemade actually.
They've
Not
been
just for the
playing,
header he scored for, not for the header he scored for us, but I mean like generally when I've watched him, I've been quite impressed personally.
They've been playing Asula up top or Gordon as a false 9, and Barnes still
But
goes out.
this is
on
what I
the
was going to
left
say. If
with
they're going to
Paul.
go the false 9 system, then hopefully I would think the likes of Ballard would be massive for that scenario, to be honest. But so I would personally go Ballard. But you know, I think it looks like apparently that Lefay and Reynildo I read look reasonably likely for this fixture. Ballard and Nordy are touch and go. And then
I mean, the other question is that them coming in from injury, do we want them to start straight away?
Well, that's what it might be. It might be a case we start off with that lineup like we had saw on Saturday, and then the big guns might be on the bench to come on if it is gone pear-shaped. So it's got two scenarios really.
I'm sure I read somewhere, and it might have been someone making it up, but I'm sure I read somewhere that they said Nordy could probably play, but if he does, we'll lose him for longer. You know, it's like he's not 100%. So if we play him, he is going to do something again, and then we'll be out for an extended period. Now, how many games are left? 8 games
after
this
this
season,
game,
probably
7.
like that.
8
After this
including
one.
this one, 8. Yeah.
Put him in.
We're on 40 points though, aren't we? Like even if
Yeah,
40 points,
exactly.
Even if 40 points isn't going to be enough, what are we going to need?
Yeah.
2-3 more points. Like
Yeah,
you know.
we need his energy. We need his sort of ability as well. I think he's been a massive miss as well as when Xhaka was out. His sort of presence as well has been an absolute miss for us there. So Ban Dallard has just put in, it was the Echo that said something about Nordy, you know, that if he plays that he's going to be out for
Phil
longer.
Smith did mention it, to be fair.
I'm willing for that risk in this game. Like you say, we're on 40 points. You know, out of all the games we've got left, this is the one that matters the most out of all of them, really, for the fans anyway.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if I think we said before, and I don't know if like this is true of everyone, but I would take probably winning this game and not winning another this season.
As long as we drew a fair few, I wouldn't want to lose.
That's why I said it that way, not lose 7.
Okay.
But like, you know,
I mean,
if I would take winning this game and then we don't win again for the rest of this.
I mean,
season.
if you said it to you, if I offered you that at the start of the season, though, 43 points and beat the Mags twice for your first Premier League season, you'd snap my hand off. So even if we did lose the other 7,
I would say personally, like you're right. I think it just all depends on who ends up being fit. I just think Ballard for a game like this is huge, and I think that. But also, look, a lot of the players are huge. I mean, don't get us wrong. I think the players they could be missing. Well, we know there could be injuries in training in the next couple of days that throw every cat among the pigeons and throw everything out the wind. I mean, I don't know if anyone's got any of the Newcastle's lineup tonight, but I would suspect they probably went pretty strong and tried to say, well, look,
Full strength, pretty much. It was full strength.
Well, there you go. So I'm hoping that that's what's going to be what will end up doing it. But I think, you know, I would if you offered us now winning this game and then say we drew 3 or 4 and didn't win again for the rest of the season, you go, well, you know what? Fine. I can understand the risk thing with Nordy and not playing him if we were where Leeds are, for example. If we were down that way, then I would go, okay, fair enough. Yes, this game's huge, but staying in the Premier League's a bigger objective.
That's bigger in the grand scheme of things, yes. But where we've got ourselves
Where we are
to
now,
already,
yeah, surely you take the risk.
yeah.
Cool. Right. I mean, it's hard to say.
No one said roofs. See, Elbog's all right.
Somebody said roofs, but again, I would have the same reservations. Anyone coming in, Reynildo. I love. I think he's been one of our best players. Like one of the best money to ratio for signing we've had. But would you want him straight after injury? You need time to get back in and stuff like that. I'd love to see, like Wayne says, not the same lineup as last game, but a stronger lineup, like we say, maybe getting Lafie in there and stuff like that. But a stronger bench. That's what I want to see.
Aye, definitely. I mean, Reynildo come back in. Yes, he'd be a massive boost, but we know what he's like in that atmosphere. He's a hothead, and if he's not 100%, a couple of missed time tackles, and you never know what happens after that. So,
but he's also a shithouse from Atletico Madrid who lives on shithousing people and sort of causing that sort of case. When I went to the Arsenal game, and we sort of in that first half, if you remember, Nordi did a fantastic tackle where he sived someone down and won the ball and then was straight to the crowd like, come on. And then Reynildo did one where he sort of went down and he was clearly diving, but obviously, and he was just got up in front of the fans and just went. And I'm just it needs something like that like 5 minutes into this game, Reynildo flattens Elanga in the left back position and just turns around to the way and it just goes, yeah, like not like when Bruno Guimaraes knocked it out for a throw in. I mean, an actual tackle, like and cheers and celebrates in front of the crowd because that was tragic. Whereas actually doing something like that would be pretty decent.
That's a perfect sort of thing, really. Like because being away, you can use that to your advantage. Play against the crowd, really essentially be shithouse bastards.
Get the noise up from the away fans as well, yeah.
I think if we're going to, if look, I mean, don't get as well. I mean, like Paul said, like you guys said, I would, if you offer me winning this game right now and not winning again for the rest of the season, as long as you, well, that sounded fun.
It's been broken into.
Pretty much, yeah. Broken into by Anthony Elanga, probably. But yeah.
Fucking made that back quick.
Any random Newcastle player. But yeah, no, my point was, I think, if you offered me winning this game now, then as long as you didn't lose every single game for the rest of the season, yeah, I think I would take that absolutely because. Go on, Conrad.
Craig Hope has just tweeted, How adds that Tonali is a major doubt for Sunday with a groin and hip problem.
I'm not saying anything yet until the lineup happens because that's major doubt. Major doubt is still not the same thing as being definitely.
They don't know at this point, but he obviously had to come up for a proper reason.
The whole team catches the flu on the plane.
Could that not be mind games from Newcastle to make us think he's not?
Could be, but that could be the same for us saying all these players aren't going to be here, and then they're all fine.
Anyway, if Tonali and obviously we know Guimaraes I think is definitely out. If Tonali's out as well, then I'd have some hope of getting a good result, as long as we're like on to standards. And I think the point Conrad made earlier about with the exception, of course, of Port Vale, I think generally Reggie has got the best out of lads in big games and big moments. Like you look, even when we had ended last season atrociously in terms of 5 defeats on the spin in the last 6 games when we sacked them off, basically. But we got it right in the playoffs. So yes, you can say on moments, but we still got it right there. So I'm hoping for a similar sort of scenario here. But yeah, so I don't know. It could be that. I mean, if Tonali and Guimaraes are both out, that could potentially be a huge boost for us as long as we play.
We'll put Voltemade in and we'll just cheer him all game.
Voltemade. I want to play the song.
I know, I really do as well, but no, it'll take me about a week.
Because you don't want to risk us like being made a fool out of, but also too because YouTube copyright being a bastard in the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mike, what about you then? What's your sort of confidence like ahead of this? Since you've asked everybody else, I figured I would just return the favour and give you a chance for your sake.
I think I said it at the start. I think I'd have been confident in this game 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm not as confident now as I would have been before. I still think we can. I'm on that kind of fence with the same sort of thing. Like nobody expected a result for Chelsea. Nobody expected any of these games that we've actually pulled out from nowhere.
2-2 against Arsenal. No one would have expected us to get anything there.
Yeah, no one was scoring against Arsenal, and we bagged 2 against them. The team that doesn't know how to shoot. So we've got miracles in us, and I feel like if it's going to happen, it's got to be now. As if all the players that they say are going to be fit are back, even if they're on the bench. I'd love to see like Nordi, Reynildo, all of them on the bench. That'd be great, because what a difference that could be. Like, especially because we know we can hold teams. You know, we've not lost majorly. Like, it's 1-0, isn't it? And it's 1-1 draws and stuff like that. So if we've got proper game changers all coming on at halftime, then it's different, right? Who was banned? Somebody was banned. What happened?
It was Mag saying we're not the same. Something about how many European games they've played and stuff like that. Yeah, he's that rattled. He's come onto a Sunderland stream just to say how good they are at European football. Yeah. How good was European football tonight, mate?
The funny thing is they mentioned that all along, right? But I'd be keen to know if you were saying that towards Brighton and Hove Albion fans or whoever else. Like, you know, come on, European football doesn't alone determine how big a club you are.
Listen, that's the good thing, right? The pressure is all on them. All right? They came to our place, they lost. They've not got the easy 6 points they expected to get.
The most they can get is
their club value and squad value, our club value and squad value, according to finances and stuff like that, injuries, everything like that. The pressure's all on them. If they don't perform, if they don't get a result, a 0-0 to us is victory. So I think the pressure's all on them. I'm quite relaxed about it. Even if we lost, we still beat them at our place. At the moment, we're plagued with injury.
As long as we're going to get stumped, you know.
Yeah.
If we get beat 1-0,
as long as we get something for me, I couldn't take losing.
Right, let's we hit the hour mark, so let's get Wayne to bed. Let's get your predictions in. I know nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to do this for this game. So, chat, get your predictions in now. Conrad, you first.
I'm going heart over head for this one. I think we win 1-0.
Okay, so not the massive drumming you said we've got potentially in us.
I said it was one or the other, so I'm going with the more my side of the brain more than your side of the brain. 8-0. No.
When
Brett put 2-0 the Mags. What are you doing, Brett?
I think it's going to be a really difficult game, but like you said, the pressure is all on them. As long as we're going to get beat, if we can take a point off them, I'll be more than happy. So I'm going to go for 1-1. I'm going to go for a 1-1. I'll be more than happy with a 1-1.
Okay, fair enough. Michael Bowers?
Despite everything I've said, I don't want to see us winning, but I could see us going there and getting something. So I think I'll go Newcastle 1, Sunderland 1. And if you offered me that now, if you offered me a point of any description, I would take it. Go on then, Mike.
It's down to me, isn't it? It's down to me again.
Prediction ever. Go on then.
I'm the only one here that's making people think, oh, some of them lads are positive. The rest are all miserable gits, you know.
I said we'd win.
Conrad said we'd win, yeah?
3-0.
The droopy gits, apparently.
3-0 to Sunderland. That's the score.
Could you imagine
it would be typical us to be like
one penalty, one own goal, and one from open play.
It would be mental that like we were like, oh, we don't even shoot, we don't even do this, and then they actually turn up and like blitz them, and like Ramsdale has to make like 9 saves, but we still score like 3 or 4. It would just be like the most. How have we done that? And then lose the next week by having no shots in the entire thing.
What the Marta hat trick?
Yeah. Own goal hat trick, please,
right.
Please.
If Voltamade scores for us, Wayne, me and Conrad want a full version of the song.
Yeah.
Without the match commentary at the start, just the full version of the song.
Yeah.
And we can play it.
I need it in my YouTube playlist every day.
Right, let's get the chat scores and then we can go and turn in for the evening. A draw is 4 points off them, says Mr. Bob Jingles. So Paul Armstrong has gone Newcastle 1, Sunderland 2. Yorkshire Mackem has gone 1-1. Brett has gone 2-0 to the Mags, unfortunately. That's a lifetime ban from him. No, okay. 3-1. We always win 3-1, says Emma.
I'm struggling to think of when we've ever beaten 3-1.
Paul Spector has gone 1-0, Walter Mackem. Dirty 1-0 win has gone Changing Crisis. Midnight Social's gone 1-1. Visitors 0, Sunderland 1, says Tony Huntington.
Anthony
Who's
Taylor.
the ref Sunday? Don't know.
Anthony Taylor, isn't it?
Anthony Taylor.
Oh, there you go. I'll go for a 2-2 draw, says Brian Greener. 1-0 to VAR, says Darren Elliott. We know that's going to be right either way. Home team 0, Sunderland 1. I like all these different visitors 1, SAFC 2. We took this visitors thing really to heart, haven't we? 1-0 SAFC, says Steve. Michael E. Jordan says 1-0 to the boys. Dirty 0-0, says John Swinney. 2-0 to Sunderland, says Jenny Armstrong. Sean Tomo's gone 2-1, the lads. We've got more predictions this week than we've ever had before. I think that's it. And Saudi 0, Sunderland 1 has gone John Parr. There we go.
Right, can I just say, if there's a football god up there, please let us be happy next week. Please. I'm not as nervous for this game as I was for the home one because I hate getting beat at home. So if I lose here, I can at least get past it quicker. But, I really, really want to get something.
Yeah,
as long as that's 2-2, it's fine. As long as
that would be an awesome live commentary to do, by the way. We've got it in us. We've got it in us. Look at the Bournemouth game. We've got games like this in us. We know we've got it in us. It can be done.
Bournemouth and Leeds are good examples of how we need to play.
Yeah.
If you play like you did against Bournemouth, that's the best example of it, where we sat back when we had to, but we didn't just sit back and barely offer anything go forward. We had good chances that game as well. So I think that's the... And Bournemouth and Newcastle, probably in terms of level of quality, probably isn't that much difference, I wouldn't think. Because they're both probably... In terms of on paper, both for me are top half sides. Certainly, Newcastle certainly should be. But Bournemouth are a pretty good side as well. So I mean, it is. I love it. I'd like to.
Can you imagine?
I like to hope the players.
If that's the score, John, I'm going to buy you a shirt, a Sunderland shirt. If that's the score,
let's hope so. All I'll say is, I'm hoping that the players, maybe after Port Vale, might think this is the best way to start to repay the fans again, and. This is the best way. Get a good result here and then see what happens.
Yes,
hopefully they do.
Couldn't agree more. Wayne, what's coming up on Only Fools and SAFC this week?
I've got the match review, the match preview will be coming out tomorrow morning. Apart from that, not a great deal. I might do, probably there'll be a live reaction stream after the match on Sunday, straight after to get people's thoughts. And apart from that, not too much planned. I've not had much time and I've been feeling rough, so I've not prepared now, to be fair.
Might see you on my cheer you up at the weekend.
Might see you on my live stream at half time if you're bored, maybe.
Half time, we're going to jump on your stream at half time to give our thoughts.
That'd be good. Hopefully not crying. Michael Bowers, what's coming up on your channel this week?
It was just he said 2-1 earlier on, but it must have been way earlier on in the stream, so that's fine.
Hopefully on the channel, what's going to come up is a very happy match review come around 2:00. We shall see, and then maybe try and get some live streams done during the couple of weeks break we've got after this. Should be 2, but thanks Sunderland for losing to Port Vale again. But yes, thanks very much to the lads for having us on. Love these all to bits, and it's great. And hopefully, like I said, next week we're going to have a very happy Midweek Mackems live stream and talk about hopefully a nice good result at St James's Park. But thanks very much for having us on, lads. Much appreciated.
Awesome. Party poppers and everything next week. That's what's on the agenda. Conrad, what's on Black Cats TV this week?
A bit like Wayne, I hadn't really planned much this week, so I've just been a write-off, but there will be a preview probably on Friday at some point. You're doing a live commentary as well on the Sunday with it. Probably.
So I will pre-warn, I'm doing a live commentary from a new location. So I'm going to my brother's house. We're doing it there. There might be kids running around. There might be chaos. Things might be on fire. So just bear with us. We'll do what we can.
Yeah. There should be a review not long after the game as well, and back around to Midweek Mackems again.
Yep.
If we
can all go on holiday for a week.
If we win, are we doing if we win, are we doing a live stream on Sunday night?
Ooh,
do you know what? You joke. Okay, I'll tell you what then. Do you want to do it? Why not? If we win, we'll do one.
Oh, you can't. I can run it.
I can, but it'd have to end at 8 p.m. So if you want to do an early one, I could.
That's fine. I usually do another live stream at 8 p.m. anyway.
We're doing the green room thing while people are still here again.
Yeah.
Is that just Wayne saying that he really wants to milk it in if we do win?
Well, of course.
Yeah, make the more. We'll definitely organise something. Watch this space for that one. Don't forget, whichever channel you're watching on, Only Fools and SAFC, Michael Bowers 541 or Black Cats TV. Make sure you've liked the stream. Make sure you've hit subscribe. Share the content out there. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify and everywhere else you find your podcasts, or where Wayne's got it to this week. And also come and speak to us on the Discord. Loads of things for you to do. So there's your homework. Go around to all the channels. Conrad and Spice Me.
I've spotted Gridden's comments. I do think he's about 20 minutes behind. At one point he went venison, and then he put Titus Bramble, and it was like, what? We're not even doing that anymore. But
He's not live.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully a great result coming this weekend, and we will see you after that game. Goodbye.
Midweek Mackems, we're back on the show. Talking Sunderland and everything you know.
Conrad's got the numbers, proper stats machine. Mike's optimistic, living out the Mackem dream.